Hello and welcome to a tour of the Garrison. We'll be looking at different places you can play Siege to start with, and just a general look at the gates. That's the Garrison there above that central lake area. It's got 5 entrances to it: to the south, to the northeast and northwest, to the southeast and the southwest. Here we just run in the northeast entrance. And what I thought would be a good start for this is to take you straight into the inner area. So we're now in the inner walls. And this is the Keep Lord. So, as you can see, there's fairly standard setup for this, but what you have over other Keep Lords is that you have height. That's the southern gate, by the way, for the inner wall, and we'll come to that in a bit. We have a lot of height with the Garrison, so I'm going to start by climbing up a bit and giving you something of an overview of the area. So, out to the south here, you can see the lake, and there's the outside of the southern gate. There's a kind of a winding approach up here from an outer gate, which is down to my left there. So you can come at that from the water, and then you have to breach that. Now you're going to be under arrow cart fire most of the time whilst you're attacking there, so it's kind of a difficult approach really. Now there's this little bit of wood that you may or may not have found, and you can run up to this, jump across onto this, and get onto what I like to call the central siege platform. As you can see, you place all kinds of siege up here, and you can basically cover the approaches and area around, well, for the inner keep here, and down that hole is where the keep lord is. So you can set up a series of arrow carts all around that and just pepper the enemy as they try to come in. And around the front here, if you follow these boards, you can also reach this viewpoint, and it's a nice spot because you can also look down over the front of the gate there. You can probably raise siege equipment on this, and that'll give you something of a height advantage. You can see there's the northeast gate, the northwest gate, southwest gate's to that side, southeast gate's down there, and northeast gate's just off to the left there. So I've taken the tour, which may or may not have been a great idea, but it gives you some idea of the scale of the Garrison. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the southern gate in a moment. Once I commit something of an error, we warn people you can't go up and left there. You can, however, fall to your death. And as you may have noticed as I was falling down there, there's another platform that you might be able to erect siege equipment on to cover the main inner gate there. Now the NPCs are very kindly able to res me and get me back on my feet and allow me to continue with the tour. So there's a spot there where you can place an orb. Orbs give each world 5% bonus to their health, and you can capture other worlds' orbs as well, and you place them in little cradles or whatever they're called just there. Now, a slight indecision, I in fact want to go west. There we go. So you get a look out here over, that's the northeast gate, that's the southeast gate, and I'll explore them in more detail later on. But for the moment, you can sort of see it's all low land from that southeast gate, so defending that should be a straightforward matter. So here's the way at the southern gate. You've got your NPCs as usual. Now at the end here, this is a piece of siege equipment wouldn't last long here. However, if the enemy does decide to try and raise some siege equipment whilst attacking the southwest gate, and that's the Death Alley up to the southwest gate there, you could destroy it with a ballista on here. You can also see up to the cliff there, and that's out to the western keep. That's a particularly interesting relationship. Again, I'll explore that for you, but suffice to say, trebuchets are fun. This is the southern outer gate now, and there's not really anything particularly spectacular here. Again, you have a small area that just forwards that allows you to raise ballista to cover the gate there should you need to destroy rams. And this is the approach that you have to take. Let's go wander down here to the water, and then we'll take another look. We'll take a look at a different gate now. So this is how you get to that. So this is the southeast gate of the garrison, looking towards the northeast gate there. Now the northeast gate has just basically a flat approach from the northeast tower. If you want to attack from that way, it's a fairly standard attack and not particularly interesting. Now looking down here, you can see that you have the height advantage. You can cover the front gate with a ballista from up here if you need to destroy any rams that might be placed. And you also have a supply depot here. Now you can actually place siege equipment on the top of this thing. At least you could during beta weekend 3 and certainly the stress test thereafter. So you can put a trebuchet up on that. Won't really be touchable from anybody attacking the walls or from any other location really, without them having to attack from the northeast side. And from that, the top of that supply depot, you cover all the low-lying ground to the southeast there that might be able to attack this southeast gate. So you can basically cover yourself there. The only problem is short-range catapults might be able to get a look where the trebuchet's minimum range means that the trebuchet will completely overshoot them. So you need to defend against that. This door here is nice and deep. Now that is by no way a maximum size of a area of effect, but it does show you that the wall is really quite deep. You can put catapults on the back of that, you can put arrow carts on the back of that. This point is exposed, but again, this is typical of all gates. You have this area jutting out here upon which you can put a ballista should you need to in order to destroy any rams placed at the door. The area down to the left there, that white area, that is actually reachable by an attacker. They can just go around in front of that wall there. Now to the left here, this isn't reachable, and basically from this area back you can put trebuchet up or anything that you want on that, and that'll be impossible for the enemies to damage. Now I fall down here, and as if by magic I don't fall all the way. This area however is not safe because the attackers can reach it. However, it does show you that from that area that I was standing on, you can again cover the approach to the southern gate. So the outer southern gate approach is just beneath me now. So arrow cart fire could harass people down there, stop them from raising siege equipment. Okay, so that's the southeastern gate. Now let's look at the southeastern gate from the outside. So the approach is a bit windy. You can't really see where the gate is until you get to this corner. Now from here you can see that basically you're going to be shooting uphill. So any siege equipment such as catapults and trebuchets are going to have their range shortened. Down there, just underneath the cliff face on the left, you see it's like a depression in the ground. You might be able to get a trebuchet stuck down there to get a line of sight, sneaky line of sight. The only problem is that all along here, close to this cliff face, if you don't control it, the enemy does, and you can have ballistas raining down upon you. And so anything you build down here is going to be in real trouble. Anything this far out from the wall is liable to be in range of the trebuchet built actually up to cover that southeastern gate. So you're going to be in trouble attacking from this position if you try it. I'm just going to ignore those guys. I don't particularly want to fight them, but I'm just showing you a way up to a nice little platform that you could, if the enemy is AFK for some bizarre reason, actually raise some siege equipment to strike at the gate. So come up and around here. There's this nice little bridge. Now this bridge is fairly easy to defend, I suppose. It's going to funnel any enemy trying to come across here, and is the only way up onto this raised piece of land that I'm running to now. So this whole area can only be reached from this bridge. So you can own this, you can build trebuchet, whatever up on here. The problem is that whatever you build on here can be shot from the cliff face above. So you need to control that cliff face if you're going to stick anything on here at all. So I'm just going to run to the front here and Yeah, there you go. There's the gate. So yeah, I think I'll move on to a different gate now. I think I've said it all. So this is the southwestern gate. This is the most commonly used approach by an enemy attacker. As you can see on the inside here, you can set up a nice welcoming party, arrow carts, ballistas, blah 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 blah. You've got high ground to the side that you can't get up without running further forwards. This is the gate itself. As you can see, it's quite a deep gate, so you can put arrow carts, etc. on the inside there, and they won't get hit. Now down to the left, you'll see this is basically the top of the Valley of Death, as I call it, simply because it's a valley that the enemy can just put siege defences up on if you're trying to attack. So that's how deep that goes. Again, an elementalist attack can actually be bigger than that. That's the approach you have to come up, and that's the inner southwestern gate, and that takes you to that bridge over there. So let's go have a look at that. So we're on the southwestern corner now, looking back at the southwestern inner gate, and you've got all this land you can build on. From here you can probably cover the northwestern gate as well. Again, that's a flat approach. You have this large bridge to build on. It's not destructible. You can build in the centre. The elementalists don't have range in order to shoot up at this height, so this is another good place to use to defend this southwestern gate. Let's go back to the southwestern corner, the corner closest to the western keep of the Eternal Battlegrounds. Here I put up a trebuchet, angled it just so, maximum power, and that trebuchet shot lands just there. Now what you see highlighted just to the left of that explosion is the bit of wall that juts out next to the gate. If you want proof, then I can show you just how close it actually comes. So I got somebody else to man it for me, which is very good of them. The snowstorm left, and you can see there just to the left of the centre there, that should be, I think, where the shot was landing, just to the left of that bit of wall jutting out there. So listen for it. And yeah, that's how close it hits. You can hit the door from the garrison. And if you look in the top right hand corner, that's where the trebuchet is. The minimum range, I must warn you, comes out quite away from there, and building on the edge, right on the very edge, is quite a dangerous thing to do because ballista does have range to shoot up there and can possibly destroy it. So you've got to be careful of that. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.